5 years of hard work, countless sleepless nights, and in a single moment, it all comes crashing down. Nathan Pryce, one of Heartland's most dedicated and hardworking ranchers, has been arrested. Everything he built, every dream he chased, now hangs by a thread. How did it come to this? Can Nathan save what's left before it's too late? Nathan Pryce was not just another face at Heartland. For 5 long years, he poured his heart and soul into the ranch, treating every horse as if it were his own, every fence as if it were a work of art, and every day as a chance to build something lasting. From the break of dawn, Nathan could be seen walking the fields, checking every horse's health, repairing fences, and planning new strategies to improve the ranch. His dedication was unmatched, became a pillar of the community someone people could rely on for guidance, support, and expertise. Those who worked alongside him admired his commitment, while his family felt a quiet pride in the way he handled responsibility with such care and determination. Every project Nathan took on was done with precision. He trained the horses with patience, understanding their moods and fears, and earned their trust in a way few others could. The stables, once old and neglected, had been transformed under his care into a model of organization and cleanliness. Horses thrived, and the ranch grew stronger with each passing season. Nathan's vision wasn't just about profits or recognition, it was about legacy. He wanted to create a place where animals were treated with respect, where his family could carry on the work, and where Heartland could remain a beacon of hope and stability for the entire community. But Nathan's dedication extended beyond. The ranch itself formed bonds with neighbors, helped struggling ranchers, and offered advice to anyone in need. His reputation was built on trust, hard work, and integrity. People often looked at him and wondered how one man could do so much without faltering, yet Nathan never complained. Every challenge, from harsh weather to unexpected accidents, was met with determination, had a quiet resilience that inspired those around him. His friends, family, and even rivals could see that Nathan's heart was fully committed to the work he loved. Outside of the ranch, Nathan had simple pleasures that kept him grounded. Evenings spent under the open sky tending to small repairs, or sharing quiet moments with Amy and his family, reminded him why he fought so hard. His life was not without struggle, but it was filled with purpose. Every choice, every effort was aimed at building something lasting, and yet, despite his unwavering commitment and tireless work ethic, a shadow was creeping closer, an unseen threat that would change everything. Nathan had invested 5 years of his life into the ranch, into relationships, and into his dream. But no amount of hard work could prepare him for what was about to happen. The arrest that would shake Heartland to its core and put everything he loved in jeopardy. This section is written to give viewers full context on Nathan's life and stakes. Building emotional investment before the drama of the arrest hits. Nathan Pryce had faced storms before the harsh winters. The unpredictable horses, the endless work, but nothing could have prepared him for this. The morning started like any other, the crisp air of Heartland filling the stables and the soft sound of hooves against the ground. Yet by midday, everything shifted. The calm was shattered by the arrival of police cars, flashing lights, painting the ranch in red and blue. Nathan froze, unable to comprehend the scene unfolding before him. Questions raced through his mind. What had gone wrong? Who could have done this to him? The charges were sudden, shocking, and completely unexpected. Something in the financial records, something in the paperwork he trusted implicitly, had sparked suspicion. Nathan, who had always been meticulous with every detail, now found himself under scrutiny, the very work he had dedicated half a decade to. The projects, the horses, the expansions, the community initiatives was suddenly being questioned. Accusations that seemed impossible were being thrown at him. The weight of disbelief threatened to crush him. Friends and neighbors whispered among themselves, unsure whether to trust their eyes or their hearts. How could someone so honest, so devoted, be caught in a situation like this? Nathan had spent years earning respect, proving his reliability, and yet, in one instant, that reputation hung by a fragile thread. The irony wasn't lost on him. He had worked tirelessly to protect the ranch. Yet now it seemed the ranch itself had become the stage for a disaster he could not control. As the legal process began to tighten around him, Nathan struggled to piece together what had happened. He spent hours poring over documents, retracing steps, trying to find a mistake or a hidden clue that would clear his name. Every line of paperwork felt like a puzzle with pieces deliberately missing. Every phone call to lawyers and advisors brought more frustration than relief. It wasn't just about the law. It was about years of effort, sweat, and dreams suddenly being questioned, threatened, possibly destroyed. Even in the darkest moments, Nathan refused to surrender. He knew that admitting defeat was not an option. Yet deep inside, fear gnawed. At him the fear that 5 years of dedication could vanish, that his life's work could be reduced to nothing. The ranch, the horses, the friendships he had nurtured, everything he loved, could slip away in the blink of an eye. The world he had built with patience and care was now hanging on the edge, balanced precariously between redemption and ruin. And through it all, the question lingered in Nathan's mind like a shadow he could not shake. Was this truly a mistake? A misstep? Or had someone deliberately set him up? The answers were unclear, but the consequences were terrifyingly real. The stage was set for a fight unlike any Nathan had faced before, battled not just for his freedom, but for everything he had worked for. The news of Nathan Pryce's arrest spread through Heartland like wildfire, leaving a trail of shock and disbelief in its wake. For Amy, the moment she heard the news, the world seemed to tilt. She stood frozen, the letter in her hand trembling as if it carried the weight of 1,000 storms. Nathan wasn't just a rancher, he was part of the family, a constant presence, whose dedication had shaped the very heartbeat of Heartland. Seeing him in trouble felt like a personal blow, as if the ranch itself had been wounded. Her mind raced, imagining Nathan behind bars. All the dreams they had built together suddenly hanging by a thread. Ty, usually calm and unshakable, felt a rare surge of anger and frustration. He paced the stables, hands clenched, heart pounding. How could this happen to Nathan, a man who had never hurt anyone, a man whose life was defined by hard work and loyalty? Every corner of the ranch seemed to echo with tension, every horse restless as if sensing the turmoil in the air. Ty's mind replayed every moment Nathan had spent helping, supporting, and leading by example now, threatened by accusations that didn't reflect the truth. Even Lou, who had always prided herself on keeping calm in crises, couldn't hide the worry etched across her face. The ranch felt smaller, quieter, almost fragile under the weight of uncertainty. Friends and neighbors whispered in hushed tones, eyes darting toward Nathan's home as if the arrest had cast a shadow over every familiar corner. Conversations faltered mid-sentence, silences stretching longer than they ever had before. Community that had always felt solid and unshakable now seemed fractured, as if the arrest had opened a gap too wide to bridge as Lee. Amid the shock and confusion, the emotional strain was impossible to ignore. Amy's nights became restless, plagued with thoughts of Nathan alone in a sterile, unfamiliar environment. Ty's patience frayed as he tried to comfort her while plotting ways to help Nathan fight back. Lou's worry transformed into action, checking every detail, every rumor, desperate to shield the ranch from further damage. It wasn't just about legal battles, it was about the emotional toll. The fear that the people and animals Nathan loved might suffer because of this sudden upheaval. The horses, too, seemed to sense the change. Their usual calm demeanors were replaced with restlessness, neighs echoing across the stables, as if mirroring the anxiety of the humans they had grown to trust. Nathan's absence left a tangible emptiness, a void that no amount of reassurance could fill. The ranch, once vibrant and lively, felt suspended in a state of tension, every corner whispering uncertainty. And through it all, one question lingered in every conversation, every worried glance, every quiet moment. Could Nathan survive this storm? Could the man who had given everything to Heartland withstand the emotional and legal pressures closing in on him? The answer remained uncertain, leaving family and friends suspended in a mix of fear, hope, and determination, ready to fight alongside him if necessary. But painfully aware that this was a battle that could change everything forever, Nathan. Pryce had faced challenges before, but nothing could have prepared him for the storm now raging around him. Behind the cold, unfeeling walls of a courtroom and the endless stacks of legal documents, he felt the weight of 5 years of hard work pressing down like never before. Every achievement, every long day spent building the ranch, every horse trained with Kara, everything he had fought for was suddenly on the line. Yet despite the fear, a spark of determination burned deep inside him. Nathan refused to let the shadows of this crisis define him. He poured himself into finding answers, dissecting every document, replaying every decision. Every action from the past 5 years, nothing could escape his scrutiny. Each late night was a battle, not just with the law, but with despair itself. He questioned friends, reached out to advisors, and dug into every lead, determined to prove that the man accused was not the man they thought they knew. Each small discovery became a lifeline, each setback a reminder that the fight was far from over. At the ranch, the tension was palpable. Nathan's absence was felt in every corner. The stables seemed quieter, the fields emptier, the horses restless and uneasy. Yet he refused to let distance weaken his resolve. Calls, messages, and late-night video consultations kept him connected to his family, ensuring the ranch didn't crumble while he fought. His mind raced constantly, balancing strategy with emotion, logic with fear. Every choice carried the weight of potential ruin, yet he faced it head-on, refusing to surrender even as the walls seemed to close in. The struggle wasn't just legal, it was personal. Nathan wrestled with feelings of betrayal and confusion. How could years of dedication be questioned so violently? How could the world doubt the honesty and integrity he had lived by? The injustice of it all was suffocating, yet it ignited a fierceness he had never known before. He vowed not just to survive this ordeal, but to reclaim everything that had been threatened: the ranch, the horses, the trust of his family and community, and most importantly, his own peace of mind. Sleep became a rare luxury, replaced by relentless planning, consultations, and late-night inspections of every detail. Tied to the accusations, Nathan's physical and emotional exhaustion was immense, yet each day he drew on a hidden well of strength. For every knockdown, there was a determination to rise again, to fight smarter, harder, and with more precision than before. He knew that giving in wasn't an option, not when so much hung in the balance. And through it all, Nathan held on to hope like a lifeline. Hope that truth would emerge. Hope that the people who knew him would stand by him. Hope that the legacy he had built with sweat, love, and sacrifice could survive the storm threatening to engulf it. His struggle became more than a fight for his own life. It became a battle for everything he cherished, everything he had dedicated himself to, for the heart of Heartland itself. The moment Nathan Pryce was officially arrested, a shockwave rippled through Heartland that no one could ignore. The ranch, once alive with energy and purpose, now felt strangely hollow, as if the very air had been drained of warmth. Horses paced restlessly, their ears flicking toward the empty stables, sensing the absence of the man who had always been their steady guide. Fields once vibrant with life seemed muted, shadows stretching longer, heavier, as if mourning the sudden disruption. The world Nathan had built with care was fracturing before his eyes, and for the first time he truly understood the fragility of everything he had fought to create. News spread quickly. Friends, neighbors, and even the townspeople who had admired Nathan's integrity were left reeling. Whispers carried through the streets, questions hung in the air like uninvited ghosts. How could this happen? Was Nathan really at fault? What does this mean for Heartland? Families that had counted on his guidance began to hesitate, unsure how to act, unsure who to trust. The community's foundation, once so solid, now seemed like shifting sand beneath the weight of uncertainty. For Amy, Ty, and Lou, the consequences hit hardest in ways that went beyond legal documents or courtroom battles. Amy felt a knot in her chest that refused to loosen, a mix of fear, anger, and helplessness that gnawed at her from the inside. Every moment without Nathan felt like an eternity. Every creak of the ranch a reminder of his absence. Ty's frustration boiled over at times. The normally composed ranch hand now pacing the fields, muttering plans, strategies, anything to protect what Nathan had built. Lou carried a quiet, unrelenting anxiety, checking the ranch repeatedly, trying to prevent further damage. Feeling the weight of responsibilities settle on her shoulders like never before, even the horses seemed to mourn. They would not settle into their routines, their usual calm disrupted. Mirroring the tension that now gripped every living being on the ranch, Nathan's work, which had been meticulous and filled with care, was left vulnerable. Projects halted. Fields left unattended, and plans paused indefinitely. Each passing day felt like a test of endurance for the family and the land itself. The fallout was more than emotional, it was tangible, visible, and impossible to ignore. Nathan, watching from afar, could feel the destruction his absence was causing. The heartbreak of seeing 5 years of labor threatened, not by nature, but by circumstances beyond his control, was almost unbearable. He realized that this battle wasn't just for his freedom, it was for the survival of everything he loved, everything he had devoted his life to. Every decision he made now carried the weight of not just his own fate, but the fate of the ranch, the community, and the very heart of Heartland itself. The ripple effects continued to spread. Friendships were tested, trust was shaken, and even the strongest relationships felt the strain. It became clear that Nathan's arrest was more than a personal crisis. It was a storm hitting everyone connected to him, leaving no one untouched. The question now was not only whether Nathan could recover, but whether Heartland itself could withstand the shock and remain intact. Just when it seemed Nathan Pryce might find a glimmer of hope, the ground shifted beneath him once again. Legal battles, mounting evidence, and unseen enemies threatened to push him to the edge. Every phone call brought more questions than answers. Every document seemed to hide another twist. And the very people he trusted most began to worry. Not just for him, but for what this storm could mean for Heartland itself. The ranch, the horses, the family he had fought so hard to protect. All teetered on the edge of uncertainty. Amy stood in the empty stables, clutching her hands together, her heart pounding. She could feel Nathan's absence in every corner, every whisper of wind through the open fields, every anxious neigh from the horses. Ty's fists clenched as he surveyed the ranch, a storm of frustration and determination in his eyes. Lou tried to hold it together, but the worry etched on her face betrayed the silent panic within. It wasn't just Nathan's freedom at stake. Anymore, it was the soul of Heartland itself. Nathan, behind the scenes, refused to surrender. Yet as he stared at the piles of legal files, letters, and court summons, a chilling thought crept into his mind. What if this wasn't just a mistake? What if someone had orchestrated this all along, setting him up to fail, to lose everything he loved? The uncertainty gnawed at him like a shadow he couldn't escape, and for the first time, he wondered if even his relentless determination would be enough. And just when the tension reached its peak, a message arrived, a clue, a threat, or a sign of hope. The line between danger and salvation blurred. Nathan's eyes widened as he realized that the next move could change everything, for better or worse. Every viewer is left hanging, caught in the moment with him. Will he uncover the truth? Can he reclaim what's been taken? Or will Heartland face a loss that no amount of hard work can repair? The camera lingers on the empty stables, the silent fields, and Nathan's distant figure as suspenseful music builds. A single line of text appears on the screen. The fight isn't over. Heartland's fate hangs in the balance. Don't miss the next episode. It's a cliffhanger designed to keep hearts racing, minds spinning, and viewers desperate to find out what happens next. The storm around Nathan Pryce may have paused for now. The tension lingers, leaving Heartland suspended in uncertainty. The ranch stands quiet, yet every shadow, every breeze, seems charged with the promise of what's to come. Horses nicker softly in the stables, fields shimmer under the fading light, and the faces of Amy, Ty, and Lou reflect the anxiety, determination, and hope that pulse through the very heart of the ranch. Nathan's fight is far from over. Every viewer knows that the next chapter could change everything, as the screen fades into a dramatic montage of empty stables, legal documents, and distant silhouettes of Nathan and his family. A simple but powerful message appears. Will Nathan save Heartland before it's too late? Suspense is palpable, leaving viewers with a knot of anticipation that they can't ignore. The tension isn't just in the story, it's in the viewer, urging them to return to witness every twist and turn of Nathan's journey. Now, it's time to engage the audience directly. Text overlays and voiceover encourage interaction. Subscribe now to follow Nathan's fight in a Heartland story. Share your theories in the comments. What do you think will happen next? Don't miss the next episode. Heartland's future hangs in the balance. This call to action keeps viewers invested, making them feel part of the drama and ready to return for every moment of suspense. Finally, the music softens but leaves a lingering tension, fading out slowly as the screen displays teaser clips for the next episode. Athens strategizing, Amy pacing the stables, Ty confronting unseen challenges. The visuals hint at the battles ahead, the heartbreaks to come, and the resilience required to overcome them. It's the perfect ending for a faceless video, dramatic, suspenseful, and leaving viewers desperate to continue the story. Every frame, every line, every pause is designed to pull the audience deeper into the drama of Nathan Pryce's world, ensuring that when the next episode drops, they'll be waiting, invested, and ready for every twist. Heartland isn't just a ranch, it's a battle, a legacy, and a story that will keep hearts racing until Nathan's fight is finally won.